Hey, what's going on? Josh Gill here. And listen, I'm getting ready to reveal to you a $1 million email marketing strategy. What I've done was I've actually worked with companies when I work for the radio station and helping them devise their email marketing strategy. Some of the Fortune 500 companies out there are on the list as far as Procter & Gamble, Kroger, some of the people and the top earners that are out there that just are killing it in as far as with email marketing, placing solo ads. I've literally looked at all of their funnels and they're implementing the same thing that these multi-billion-dollar companies do when they implement or they run a campaign, email marketing campaign. I've actually taken that information, put it in this presentation so that no matter what you do, no matter how far you go, you're going to make money. So I'm also going to reveal to you a secret, right? A secret tool that I've been using that has gotten me 96% open rate, right, on my emails. 96%. That's almost an increase, right? That's almost twice as much as what I was running before I actually used the tool, if you stay to the end. So one more thing before we get started. I have a full training on this, folks. I don't know if you come in here getting piece by piece, but I have a full training that'll take you from actually running traffic all the way to the conversions, no matter what you're selling, how to personal brand, the capture pages. I have a training that's going to take care of everything. So if you just didn't want to get a piece and you want to get the full thing, you can click in the link in the description. It's my advanced training below and it's totally free. All right. So go ahead and click that and we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. I'm back. Listen, we're going to be kicking this $1 million email marketing strategy. The secrets of the top producing companies and solopreneurs out there that's killing it. All right. So pretty much what we're going to be doing is, as I mentioned in the beginning, if you stay to the end, I'll share a tool that I use to double my open rates, that you can, absolutely try out. I'll talk to you more about it. But this, works for email commerce, solo ad buyers, affiliate marketers, online network marketers, anybody that has a list. All right. This is what you need to focus on, not none of the stuff that's out there. Well, you can, but as far as focusing on this strategy, everything else builds on top of this. So every other tactic. So I wanted to talk to you about some of the results that I've been using this email marketing strategy that I've gotten over the years. And as you can see, it's just not to brag. It's just showing you what's possible. I'm not saying you're going to make some type of money like this, but I just wanted to show you that you're just not talking to somebody who knows theory. I've actually taken this and run this for other companies and also run it for myself. OK, so this is actually a ClickBank. This is back when ClickBank was good, right? When they had really, really good products. I actually won these cash products by running solo ads, right? Because a lot of these affiliate marketing products back in the day, they wouldn't allow you to promote on Facebook or social media. They just hated affiliate products. So what I've done was I ran a marketing campaign, collected people's emails, and I literally would do this, what you're getting ready to see in this video, to win some cash prizes. Okay, so there's some things on ClickBank that I was running back in 2014 when I started implementing this. So this was back in the day. Like, I wasn't doing it at first. Now when I started doing it, it was like, okay, I'm kicking ass. Okay, so I never really revealed the email marketing strategy to people in all of my trainings. I don't know why, right? But I'm going to do it today. Okay, so this will help you generate the right content to the right people at the right time, because that's the definition of marketing, right? Generating the right content to the right people at the right time. That's my definition. Don't kick my butt if you look it up or you Google it and it's something. But I want you to not worry about the general ideas of marketing, right? I want you to worry about the ideas that make you money. All right. So because 96% of people out there, when I gave you that average, right, they aren't making anything. Right. So we're going to show you or I'm going to essentially show you how to automate this to walk your customers straight to the sale or sign up by the masses. OK, so you're going to be building a list and then you're going to figure out what to actually email them and you'll never be confused. OK, so as I mentioned before, $44 is made for every $1 spent on email marketing. And that is a statistic that I got from wordstream.com. And basically what that is, it's an average. Okay. So what that means is, there are people who spend, $1,000 on email marketing, right? And they get back hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay. There are people who spend $100 or $1,000 and they don't get anybody to convert, or the conversions is on that $1 side. So when you are watching this, you're going to be on the upper end of things. Okay. So, that's what I want you to think about. So I want you to, imagine spending $100 and getting back $4,400 into your bank account. Okay. And the question I got for you is, would you like to see those results? What could you do? Like literally every time you get paid, okay, or every time you get $100, you spend $100, you get $4,400 back. Not right up after, on the campaign, but several times down the road, your lifetime of your customer, when they purchase your product and they keep purchasing, keep buying. I'm going to show you how that works, how to do that if you implement this strategy. Okay. So the one thing you definitely need to remember is the difference between strategy and tactic. Okay. All tactics uphold the strategic goal. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example. A tactic is what to put in the subject line. Okay. Should I put emojis in there? Should I tell them to buy now? Should I do this pitch, and then start giving value, 80% value, 80 by 20 rule? Should I do this? Should I do that? Those are all tactics. Okay. But the overall strategy is going to last forever. See, because tactics change according to trends, according to people just, being resistant to certain things. Those are going to change, but your strategy will not. So as long as you have this strategy, you will see yourself lasting through the end of time to where other marketers aren't. So if you're a beginner, you're already in an advantage by learning this stuff. So, you need to know this one strategy. Okay. So, that's it. So listen, I want to talk to you a little bit about buyer personas because it's very relevant. Okay. So a buyer persona, if you've never heard of it, or it's a fancy word for just saying it's the general representation of your ideal customers. Okay. Sort of like an avatar, like a made up person, right? They help you understand your prospects so you can tailor content to their specific needs and desires. Okay. So basically in a nutshell, a 24-year-old mom who is single and haven't got married yet, but she's sitting in the house. She wants to make money, right? Online. If you got to make money online, that's a buyer persona. That's different than a person who is a struggling woman who is 45, but she's struggling to make money in her online business, and you sell online business tools. Okay. So that's our different buyer personas. So once you get used to understanding what is your ideal customer, what are their needs, what are their daily things that they do, what are their problems, then you can take this strategy and walk them down the buying cycle. And I'm going to be giving you some email marketing examples, right? So you can look at it. Okay. So I want you to understand the buying cycle. Okay. So there's another thing out there. It's called the tool, where it's awareness, consideration, and then it's the decision. Okay. But this is actually more in depth, right? So I want you to understand, and I'm introduced to you, if you've never seen this, to the buying cycle. So when people actually are seeing your product, or they are actually out there, you're trying to target somebody, right? Everybody goes through this cycle. Okay. So there's awareness of needs, there's consideration, alleviation of risk, and then there's decision, and then they go through the achievement of results, right? Like how they actually use this. This right here actually is after the purchase of the product. And believe it or not, the buying cycle does not stop when they buy your product, because guess what can happen? Returns. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to move right along and tell you that every normal person goes through the buying cycle, right? And if they don't, the following three things will happen. Either they don't buy, they buy a return, which is buyer's remorse, or they buy and become uncommitted and do nothing. So if you have a network marketing company where you are actually leveraging other people's performances, right? and you see somebody buy it and they never do anything. That's because they have not went through the entire buying cycle, and your sales page was literally that good to just get them to pull out their credit card and buy. Okay. So it is our job as marketers for a specific product, whether it's somebody else's product or whether it's our own, to literally walk these people and deliver emails that will take them to content that will walk them down the buying cycle so they can plug in each one, right? So I wanted to also let you know that what do people do when they buy a product or when they see a product for the first time? They go on Google and they research it. They're taking themselves down the buying cycle, right, on their own. Right. That's why when you run a solo ad and you don't get any people that don't even buy, you think the traffic provider is the problem. No, that's not. Right. So that's the secret number one is it's not necessarily your traffic source, but the secret is everybody goes through the buying cycle. Even you did. Right. Even if somebody sees your product and you telling them to buy right now, they have already been down through the first couple parts where it's the awareness, it's the consideration stage, the alleviation of risk. And by the time they seen your product, you answered that final one and pushed them over the fence. So everybody does this. Okay. So, but I wanted to actually harp on that if you were to do this one strategy, right? Increase conversions on your list, you will see that's like after the solo ad. Okay. So when you purchase a solo ad, you're basically going to be like, okay, like even I've run solo ads where I've gotten no sale after the solo ad was done. And then when I actually came back, I've ran a solo ad where I've gotten 24% conversions of that ad before, right? So some people give up and they fire the provider. But I literally now, I don't even run a solo ad until I have this email marketing in my autoresponder ready to fire out. Okay. I don't run it unless I know the buyer persona and I got an email marketing strategy set up. Okay. So I'm going to go more in detail to this. Okay. So another thing that you won't be confused about what to write or talk about in your content. A lot of people, they're sitting up and they're saying like, okay, well, I don't know what to put in my email, or they get sold on the simple fact that a capture page converts so well that their sponsoring company has, and they just be like, okay, well, I didn't make, that they don't even worry about what the email, they forget their other strategy. You can't forget that. I'm going to show you how to implement that and even increase your conversion rate so you can beat everybody else out on the field if you do this right. Okay. So you'll never run out of content to send. Everything you send is strategic and it will last. Okay. Right. So, you'll know why you aren't converting. Okay, so if you aren't getting click-throughs or getting bounced on your awareness content, right, then you need to change that test. Okay, so I'll go more in detail on that as we go along. And I use some examples. So I want to talk about the thing that you'll experience is increased customer value on the customers that convert, right, or the customers that buy. So if you have a lot of back-end sales that's in the back end, right, once they buy this and you implement this strategy, you will see an increase CLV, which is customer lifetime value, meaning they will spend more, right? And they will close more on your back end, higher value products. Okay. So, let's go over each one. Okay. All right. This is the good stuff. Awareness of needs. Okay. So basically what the awareness of needs is the prospect realizes that they have a need. Okay. So in that stage, they have no focused questions yet, only frustrations with their product. So let me give you an example, right? Say you're going to make money online. Your avatar, they just want to make extra money, right? So, you could say, at that point, they are at the stage of, I know I need to make more money, or, I have no free time or life. And then that's when you come in and you give them examples. So what would be your move, right? What would be some of the things that if somebody opted in, they seen that you have a capture page that, like in this example, that is make money online, right? And they opt into your capture page. Okay. What do you send them next, right? What will be the next thing? Well, here's your move. You want to describe their problem, write content that focuses on problems and solutions with a blog post. Okay. So they didn't buy. Okay. So now you want to start taking control of the buying process by delivering them content that will fulfill each level. In this case, level number one, awareness of the need. So let them know by describing the problems, go in details. Like for this example, like, I remember when I needed more money, I didn't have more money, or I just bought a house, so on and so forth. And then I did this with this product. All right. I took out a loan, so on and so forth, or whatever you did. Describe that process. You can use other people's things that they've done and send that out in an email. Okay. So, I'll give you an example. Okay. So example number one, that I used before, when I was actually, selling, other people's products, right? Cause that's a good thing to start out with, is to sell other people's products instead of create your own. That way you create revenue. Okay. And, you can actually take that revenue and you can build business build your own product. Okay. But I actually got spoiled with it because I don't have to worry about other people's products. So an example that I used, that I sent out, right? When somebody didn't buy or purchase, I started sending out value emails. And one of my emails is a blog post that I wrote. And the subject line was how affiliate marketing increased my 401k faster than my job contribution. Now, I use his or her if that's not true for you, right? So what you want to do is you want to take somebody who is actually making money out there, go ahead and contact them and use that. If you want to use this example, right? So what happened with me was, when I was working at my job, you got your job contribution and you got your 3% that comes out of your paycheck. I've actually grown oh gosh, man, I'm going blank. I've actually grown a Fidelity account, all right, to whereas it's actually grew a heck of a lot faster than it was when I was at my job for 3 years. And I did that over the course of 1 year just by selling other people's products. And I actually go over that and I send them to the content and I show them how that worked. So what that does is that tells them that the 401k ain't the way to go. Okay. That I need to do affiliate marketing because I'm trying to retire now. I'm hating my boss. I don't want to keep clocking in at the work and then I only get a 3% contribution. I talk about all of that. So I let them know that they have a need, right? And I also let them know that I have a solution to their problem. So that's the awareness of need. I'm gonna give you another example, right? How I made extra money without getting a second job. Right. So one of the things that a lot of mentors, a lot of the guys out there that's in the financial, they say, instead of getting a second job, why don't you create your own business? Right. And let that and work for yourself. OK, because there's more tax benefits and so on and so forth. I've always written off my rent because I had a home office that was inside of the place where I stayed. Right. And I showed them the benefits of doing that. Right. I showed them how much faster I made money instead of just saying I needed to go get a second job. What I did was I cut down my expenses and then I started my own business. Right. That way I can handle some of the business loads and I work on my terms. And it's kind of like if the job wasn't working in the first place, why would I go get another one? It's like saying that I heard somebody say, it's like saying if you're driving off of a cliff, right, and you know that you're getting ready to jump off and like getting a second job is like driving off faster. Right. It's like it doesn't work. So, like, what are you getting a second job for? So you can get more art. The problem isn't the amount of money that you're making. Right. It's all about the simple fact is that it's how you're making the money and what you're doing with your money after you make it that matters. OK, so I explained all of that. So you can use that in your email marketing if you're selling that type of product. So assessments of alternatives. I'm going to continue. Your product is looking for alternatives. So now they know they have a need. They know that you have a solution to their needs. So now they're going to start doing research, right? They agree with you at that point. You've actually showed them. So now they're going to start looking at alternatives. That's when they actually start looking at other people's products, other companies that sell something similar, and they start to compare you to them, right? They want to take action, but they are doing their own research. That's when you step in once again and you take control of that by sending them an email saying, listen, I've got some content for you and I'm going to let that play the role, right? And you want to, again, focus back on the problem. You want to make money. You wanted to increase your job contributions on your 401k. You know the 401k ain't going to do it. I'm going to give you some underlying needs. You know, you want to get like what's deeper than that? Like why do you really want to make more money, right? You want to talk about that, and you want to give an example that you may have had or one of your customers or clients may have had or somebody that's actually in the business, some of the needs that they have, and you want to share that with them. And you want to talk about, right? an example. So one of the things that I promote was the 4%. Okay. And basically what I did was once I let people know that they can actually sell 4% and actually make money if they wanted to, I let them know they are now starting to compare 4% to any other money making opportunity. But the base of 4% is really teaching people how to do stuff better. So one of the examples that in this example, right, I sent out what people are thinking. Okay, because marketing really is going into the mind of the person and without them talking to you and answering that, right? So now that they know they have a need, I've introduced it at my solution, which was the 4%. Now, what else are they talking about? I want to take them by the hand and walk them down the buying cycle with an email. Okay. And I basically come right out 4% versus MLM. That's what people are thinking. So one of the things that I sent out, just give you an example, was the 4% is not an MLM at all, right? So it's a challenge, right? It's a training that challenges you that helps you do online business great, right? That's what it is. It's the best comprehensive program out there on the market as far as business, entrepreneurship, holistic change, and selling other people's products, taught by one of the best people out here who taught the gurus out here. Okay. So, and when I send them that, they're like, oh, so it's not even MLM. So what else? Right. So once you say that the 4% helps them do it better, it kills the objection for me. All right. So now they can join that opportunity and they can actually use the 4% to do better than the people that's in that opportunity. Okay, so you see how I'm doing this? You see the psychology that's going through here. So whatever they're doing, they use the 4% challenge to help them do it better, right? So and one of the things that I mentioned in there is you still get paid from the MSIs if it fails, right? The MSI stands for multiple streams of income. So if you're taking a challenge, they're setting you up for different multiple streams of income. Right. So let's say, for instance, if people wanted to use it as an opportunity, right, and they actually want to make more money. One of the problems out there that people are having right now, and, as far as my target audience, as far as my buyer persona or avatar, one of the things that people are having is they came from a company that has got frozen by the FTC because the make money online thing was just all about selling a compensation plan. They weren't selling real products. The FTC came in, shut them down, right? Or the company went bankrupt. They got shut down. So what will happen if the 4% ecosystem was a shutdown? Well, you still make money on the multiple streams of income. And I also let them know that I made more money on the multiple streams of income that they sold on my behalf, right? I didn't sell that, right? They sold it on my behalf. And because that referring customer was attached to me, I still got paid. So if the 4% were to go away, people actually keep these products and I'm still getting paid. That is a plus. People like that. And also, I go over the thing is, okay, I just go over questions that people have, right, in this email or in the content on my blog post, right? I say you can earn 4% only commission without paying a red cent. Okay, so if you basically, are selling, people say, well, how much does it cost to join? Well, you can literally go in there and click a link and start selling 4% products. Okay. So what was that? What could that do for me? Right. That means that they won't make two things will happen. Right. And I'm just giving you an example. So show you where my mentality was and how I'm closing sales with this particular product. Okay. So one or two things can happen. They won't make sales. Thus they'll buy the challenge to learn how to make the sale. Okay. Then the second thing is they make sales and use the money to take the challenge to earn more money via the multiple sources of income. And we're talking about multiple sources of income. Literally, I have to put all my sources of income, put it on a spreadsheet and keep track of it and make sure I log into it. That's the only problem I got is figuring out I got money sitting around. I want to make sure I keep track of the sales on them and I withdraw them to my account. So, and the psychology behind it is they're exposed to the greatness of the 4% firsthand by being in the back office, being in the culture, being in the trainings, meaning you don't have to pay to play and you're still in there. So that's the psychology behind it. And that's what I deliver to people. I'm walking them again down the alternatives. Okay. So now when they actually still go out and look at other companies, they're now comparing it to the bar that I've set to them, that I set by delivering them an email with this content. Okay. So Example number two, some people say like, listen, I just want to just grab a ClickBank product, grab the link, promote it all over, right? I've been doing pretty good. I've been making $200, $300, $400. I don't need to do that. So I actually sent them out another email, right? And I said, I promoted affiliate products without a brand and got this result. Okay. So the 4% teaches you literally how to be a celebrity out here by selling products. Okay. They teach people literally how to get, I'm seeing people who are so timid, at different ages, don't even know how to speak English. And I'm seeing people get out there by using the 4% and being a guru out there and building a brand. Like literally you'd think they spent $20,000, right, on their website, their visual brand, their logos. The 4% shows you how and where to do that, right? So what I did was I compared from when I didn't have a brand and all the things that I was doing before I didn't have a brand, and showed them the result to after when I got a brand. Because what people are thinking is, listen, the other alternative to your product, to your service, is to do nothing at all, to literally be comfortable. So some people want to be comfortable, and I want to show them the difference that if you were to take action, that you know, this is what will happen. Okay. So, you know, they may be thinking, I'll choose not to spend money on XYZ. Therefore, I don't need your program. So I'll choose not to spend money on building a brand. So therefore, if your program is talking about, you know, building a brand, then why do I need it? Right. So I show them the difference, the verses. OK, what would happen before and after. OK, to help them get over that. OK, so without a brand, I show them that, you know, that branding helps close sales dramatically. And also, if you have a brand, you can actually close multiple products all at once. OK, so say, for instance, instead of saying I'm going to sell Herbalife, right, I'm going to sell their products. I teach them how to, in the 4%, you know, I teach them too, how to actually build a holistic brand of changes and stuff that you could do to build a brand around health, wellness, mentally and physically. That way they can actually, you know, promote products to their list that's underneath the brand message, such as, you know, how to actually, you know, do Pilates or yoga. Then your Herbalife, you got that as a product that you can sell because it's underneath the brand message. You also can have products that are talking about how to actually get everything you want. It was a product called Manifest Destiny that was on ClickBank a long time ago that was really good. So instead of, you know, and a lot of people, you know, that were Herbalife, they actually started a brand. They were able to promote their brand online where they couldn't promote Herbalife on Facebook and social media and stuff like that, but they were able to promote their brand. So now they're selling this product called Manifest Destiny, which shows you how to actually make, you know, get whatever you want through the power of action, taking these certain steps. And they made commission on that product before people even got into their opportunity. You see what I'm saying? Because it was underneath their brand message. So another thing that I did, you know, that you want to do, that, you know, for people, if you're selling, like, you know, like say, for instance, a product that has training, right? Like the 4%, without my own capture page. Some people want to do without my own capture page, right? So without my own capture page, I got this result. But now that I actually implemented a capture page or implemented ClickFunnels or implemented Thrive Themes capture pages, I get this result. You see what I'm saying? You can do the same thing with the $1 million blueprint. Like we have a $1 million blueprint that I didn't know about, right? I was actually good at marketing, but when I got my hands on $1 million blueprint, this is the result that I had. I got more sales. I converted higher. I was more confident in my marketing. I knew what I'm doing. I didn't have to go on YouTube to find stuff. I had a $1 million blueprint with proven results right there, right? Same thing with ClickMagick and so on and so forth. So you kind of get it right there. So the next step is the alleviation of risk. Okay. With the alleviation of risk, now you've actually, you know, the person, again, step number one, assessment of needs. They know that they have a need. They now know that you have a solution to it. Now you've actually sent them out. You showing the alternatives, right? They're considering other people's products and they're comparing it to yours. You taking them down that steps. So now they're thinking like, okay, this guy got a solution. I've narrowed it down, right? In step number two. So now I need to figure out how can I alleviate my risk. So some of the things that I did and a lot of companies did, and I actually kind of stole this from other companies, right, that I was working with. And what I did was I take their prospects and I narrow them down the options and make a judgment about the best one. So that's basically what they're doing. Okay. So what your move could be, right? At this point, you can forget about the solutions, just move in for the close. Okay. And you can do that by, examples like FAQ posts, right? You can write a post talking about the following. Like you could offer some loan options, right? To get into your program to buy it. Like one of the loan options that I gave to my people is One Main Financial. I actually used it, so I recommended it, right? You can use your credit card, right? PayPal credit, right? For US residents. Like I used that and I talked about PayPal because PayPal, you can actually buy stuff with PayPal and you don't even have to pay on it until like a year, right? No interest or anything like that, right? Up until a year. So you literally making money. You're literally utilizing this product and you ain't got to pay for it till up a year, right? So I alleviate that risk, right? Some of the things that you want to talk about is how does this feature integrate with XYZ, right? You're alleviating the risk, right? They're trying to see how it fits in with what they're currently doing, right? So this is good when you have your list segmented, right? Which I go over this in the full training and stuff like that when you click the link. But like how do you talk about, the terms and guarantee? Like, should I create this and put this on a blog post, and send that out to my list? You can do that, right? How easy it is for me to get in touch with support? These are like little small questions, but it's questions that people are asking because they don't want to get stuck with something that don't work once again, or something that isn't good for them once again. You're asking people to pull out their money out their pocket, and then you need to actually take them by the hand and walk them down the buying cycle using email. Okay. So another thing is, what are the shipping costs? What are delivery times? How much storage space do I get if you're selling something that has something to do with any type of storage, like WordPress stuff, all that type of stuff? Like literally, if it's something like if you're selling stuff offline, right? What if I don't like it? What's the money back? Okay. Some of these things that people you need to actually answer. And the best thing to do is say, listen, people keep sending an email out and saying, people keep asking me this stuff. Okay. And I basically composed the FAQ. See if your question about this is on there. Have a link in your email. Have them click on it. Okay. So this strategy is good. So the decision stage is the customer. They want to know how to buy the product at this point. How do I buy? How do I buy? And I'm going to give you a hint. On each piece of content in each email, you should have a call to action that leads to the cart of your product. I don't care what you're selling, right? Because, and here's why, no matter how many emails you're sending out, people like the convenience to be able to click on they'll have the convenience to click on any email and say, oh, at the bottom, here's where you buy. People are frantic. They don't have it in just one email, which is your decision email, right? Where you actually done the first 2 or 3, spots. Don't have it just in that, in the decision part, like have it in every last email, because you never know. They might purchase at that point and keep sending them emails afterwards. It doesn't matter, right? So if you have it on every piece of content that you send them, every blog post that they're clicking through, or every YouTube video that they're seeing, have the buy now button in the descriptions within that post and even in the email. Okay. So I want you to also implement including bonuses to join by, if you're running an opportunity, or to purchase by XYZ, right? Have a bonus like join my private group. I got an incentive right now where if people make a purchase, right, that, I send them on a 3-day or a 3-night, 4-day vacation to a Westgate Lakes, Orlando, Florida hotel. And as of right now that I'm making this video, it's still in effect. So make sure you get on that by clicking my advanced training. It talks about that and you can actually see that, right? So testimonials help people, really, really convert and go over the edge. Okay. So what the email? Okay. I'm going to talk to you about a strategy. Okay. This isn't tactic. We're talking about strategy. Okay. Within the 4%, a lot of us are taught, okay, the pitch, value, pitch, value, pitch, pitch sequence. Okay. That means you're giving roughly 75 to 80% of value and a lot in pitch. Okay. So how does that work? Okay. So how can you implement this with that sequence? Okay. So the first thing is the pitch. Okay. That's people who are just opting in. You just bought a solo ad. They just came in through your blog. They just came in on Facebook. They opted in. Bam. What do? Pitch them a product. Okay. Next thing, the next day, on day number 2 that they opted in, pitch them again. Hey, say, listen, this is on a limited time. Pitch them again. Now you wait 2 days and you send them a value post. And then you wait another 2 days and you send them a value post. And you wait another 2 days and send them a value post. Again, on each one of those value posts, you want to give them value, right? And then you want to have a call to action to actually get your product at the end, right? If they wanted it, right? So essentially, you're selling in every one, but those hard pitches is when you just telling them straight go to the cart. But the value, you're giving them value, and the law of reciprocation increases your conversion. So what kind of value could you give them? Here's where the buyer process comes in. Okay, so the value number 1, of course, could be in the order after you sent your pitch email, okay, on an autoresponder. Now, the first value could be an awareness email or lead them to your awareness piece of content. Okay, so and value number 2 is the next step, which is the consideration email, right? Or lead them to your consideration email piece of content. So when I mean a consideration email or an awareness email, what I mean by that is you can literally just email them. And if you don't have a blog post, I like to get people on my blog post, right? So I like to send them an email and saying, like, for instance, like when I sent that first email out, how affiliate marketing increased my, my 401k contribution faster than the job did when working on the job. Like, I literally had a blog post where I tell them, like, listen, I got some good stuff for you. You might want to check this out. Click here to go to my blog. But I could have just sent them an email. You can do that too. Okay. Sometimes you can switch it up. Some people may not switch through. But anyway, so in your value 2, you have a consideration email, right? Where you're actually sending out your consideration piece of content or you're writing that email. And then the third thing is the alleviation of risk email, or lead them to the alleviation of risk piece of content. Now, the pitch is just a bonus plus a hard pitch, right? So, 2 days after you sent your value number 3, you got a bonus plus a hard pitch. What could you give them in return? Could they join your group? Again, remind them of the incentive. This could be just a repetition of such, right? Of your first 2 pitches that you had. It could be the same bonus that you had. Some people may not have opened the value. Some people may not have opened that pitch one. So you need to keep reminding them. People are busy, folks. You got to let them know and respect their time that, listen, I'm going to keep sending this to you until you unsubscribe or die. All right. Knock on wood. Okay. But even though everybody died. Okay. So what is the goal of this entire strategy? Okay. The goal of this strategy is to create content and have it go out to your autoresponder. Okay. So you're walking each customer to the next step in the buying process. So it doesn't matter if you're using an emoji to get them to open. It doesn't matter if you have a great subject line. If you're not walking them down the buying cycle. And when you do, you will see all those different types of benefits that I talked to you in the beginning. Increased customer lifetime value. Knowing what to post, knowing why I don't post. See, now you can see, like, okay, if people aren't opening this email, they're not going to this stage, right, of the buying process. So I need to go ahead and send them out another one. And again, you can get all this stuff and how to do this and what to email, right? When you click on my advanced training, you'll get all this stuff. You'll get how to email, what stuff did I use. And I know a lot of people are asking, like, well, what email responder you'll use, so on and so forth. You'll get all of that. I'm sorry, in my training, okay? So here we go. See, they let you know I don't script nothing in here. All right. So I just go straight by the head. Now my microphone is falling, okay? So anyway. So let's see. All right. So I'm gonna give you a bonus, okay? In this bonus, I want to talk about retargeting. So some of you all are advanced. Don't worry if you don't get this. I just wanted to give you more content, okay? So when it comes to retargeting, you can have retargeting hit each area of the buying cycle. Okay, let me give you an example. So say, for instance, you can use video retargeting. So those who have watched 30 seconds of my awareness video, right? So say, for instance, you go on Facebook, okay, and you create a video, right, that gets people aware. and you retarget your list, people on your list or people who have visited your website, right? You can use video retargeting that targets people who watch 30% of that video, which is called your awareness video, and send them to a consideration video. We teach that in the training. I teach that with my private one-on-ones. Okay. So you can actually, again, that's in my advanced training. But I just want to just bring it up that if you already know this stuff, bam, you got it. So you can use 30 seconds because they consumed enough. Like they got 10 seconds, they got 30 seconds, they got full video. I use 30 seconds because they consumed enough. And even though the video is like 10 minutes long, I still use the 30 seconds. Okay. Why do I do that? Because people can consume and skim through for 30 seconds and get the gist of your video. Okay. If it's too short, then they can't possibly get through the gist of your video. So you need to keep marketing to them of the awareness stage. Okay. So, 30 seconds is the golden rule for me. Okay. So if you use blog articles, okay, you can retarget those who have seen your awareness post and start firing your consideration, posts or a Facebook video. So if people land on this blog post, you can actually take people out and start sending them stuff on Facebook. Okay. By using cookies. All right. That's a little stuff, but that's going to be for later. Okay. So I want to bring up the buying cycle once again. There's awareness of need. That's where, if you do this, that's where people, they don't know they have the need. And now you've let them know that they have a need. And now you have a solution to their need. Okay. And then the assessment of alternatives. That's where people are considering, right? They are considering, that, now they know they have a need, they know you have a solution to it. Now they're going to start considering alternatives, right? This is the consideration stage, the alleviation of risk, right? This is where they're saying, okay, cool. I got these two products down. I got your product down. How can I get more for less? Okay. How can this work with this? How can I, decrease the damage, that I'm doing? It's like what I call damage control. It's basically saying, if somebody actually is buying your product and they already have a product, how can this work with this? Okay. They're trying to fit you in to into their life, into their business, or whatever product, whatever product that your product is selling, right? Because there's always an underlying product that your product delivers, right? And then it's the decision. How do I buy? Where do I buy? Can I get that vacation now? Where's the cart? Okay. And then the achievement of results. That could, like for instance, my Facebook group is achievement of results. The 4% group they take care of all of that. So I don't necessarily have to worry about that. But the achievement results could be for you if you have drop ship or anything like that, or e-commerce, that could be posts that helps them use that product better, right? That could be posts that helps them, like surveys to like answer questions and emails to answer questions, right? Or to send them like, okay, so here's my customer service. Where's the customer service? If you need any help, so on and so forth, right? Also, you can check out these blog posts of some people that is using this product, or join this group. See what I'm saying? So as long as you're sending emails out that's like this, it really doesn't matter what you put in the subject line, right? The subject line, it matters to a point to where if you have a good subject line, but you're not doing this and you're not taking people down this buying cycle in your emails, then that makes them not buy, return, or not do anything when they purchase or buy. Okay. So you see how this all fits in. Okay. So I want to give you a bonus. Okay. By giving you a myth and dispelling the myth. People got to see me 7 times before they buy. No, they don't. People need to be filling in the gaps of the buying cycle. Thus, it results in several engagements with you and your brand that gets the sale. Okay. If you follow this, you would definitely touch them 7 times. So focus on not just keep sending them 7 buy now emails. Focus on sending them down the buying process. Once you do that, you will see that you may not even need 7 times, for one. And for 2, you won't be confused as to what to send them. And it will be a lot more valuable for the people. We need more people like this. Okay. So we need you to take action, me and you, and work this together. We need you to take action. So get on your blogs, YouTube, fan pages, all right, on Facebook, and post each one. Get it ready. Get your awareness posts. Get your your blog posts and of consideration, and get your alleviation of risk, and get your carts, get all of that ready, okay? And put them in your autoresponder once you create that. Put them in your autoresponder. People may not know why you're creating these videos, but you know, okay? Go ahead and put them in your autoresponder so that when you rerun your solo ad or when you buy traffic or your Facebook thing, it's already ready on automation. See, that's one of the things that I'm teaching in Boss Nation, right? Which stands for Brave and Optimistic Self-Starters Employing Systems, right? So if you want to be one of the bosses, right, we talk about how to automate this, that employing systems part, right? So you can literally make money in your sleep, okay? So with that being said, folks, you get this on the autoresponder, you get your stuff set up, you get your ducks in a row, you rerun your traffic, and you enjoy the money. And that's it, folks. That's all I got for you. Hopefully this worked for you. Go ahead and subscribe if you really love this. Share this right now. All right, get this going. I want to hear more from you. I know you got tons of questions, right? But let me know how this email marketing strategy helped you. Let me know if you implemented this stuff, or did you already know this, right? If so, I want to hear about you. I want to hear your questions. I respond to every single comment. So with that being said, folks, peace.